Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to upgrade this MSI Cyborg laptop. I recently bought this laptop. It's an MSI Cyborg. It only has an RTX 4050, so it's quite strong, but it's the weaker side of the graphics card. So this is the version RTX 4050. That's to start with. The problem is it only has 6GB of VRAM and you cannot change that. And today even 8GB VRAM is not enough for games. But I'm not a gamer. I'm a content creator. So I bought this laptop to create content. I already inserted 4TB of SSD. And now I'm going to upgrade the RAM. There is 16GB of DDR5 RAM in it. And I'm going to upgrade it to 32GB. So this is that. 32GB. As you can see the laptop here. I have some pry tools. This is the best pry tool you can have. This is to disconnect the battery, because you do not do things inside on the laptop if you have connected power or battery. You also need a Phillips head screwdriver. You can use a magnetized one if you want. So I have that here. I can take it. Voila. So we are going to open it. I think it's 4, 3 and 2. It's 10 screws or something. 4, 3, 7, 9 screws. Voila, 9 screws, and then we are inside. Of course, I sometimes drop something. I'm not sure if it takes it. No, it is not magnetized, but anyway, it doesn't matter as long as it opens. So you see it here. I will unscrew all first. I will unscrew everything first. Voila. Voila. Yeah. Screws drop. It seemed to be not magnetic, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So there is still how much? 4 screws inside of it. I'm going to turn it a little bit more. Voila. I'm not sure where that goes, but that's for later anyway. I have screws enough, so I can easily replace it if I need it. I will search for that screw later. Voila. So to open it, I use this tool because it's quite good. I only do it a little bit like this. Not much. Be careful for the USB ports, and also before you work on it, always disconnect all USB ports, because if you connect the USB ports you cannot open it, you understand? So you will damage it if you let USB things be inserted. So it's almost open now. I still have to do the back side. Voila. Voila, it's open now. As you can see it, here is the RAM inside, but for security I will disconnect the battery. So this is plastic. Do not use metal, because metal can shortcut things. Voila, now it is completely yeah. And then this is a case. I'm not sure why they do it. I don't think it's for the heat, but anyway, you can open it very easily. It's not difficult. I use a flat one now. Voila. I'm not sure why this is like that. I will remove this plastic. Voila. It is taped here with some double-sided tape, I think. But anyway, as you can see here, the RAM is inside of it. The battery is disconnected. That's important, so we can work on it. You just pull it like that on the sides, the 2 pins, voila, and it jumps out. Voila, this is the 8 GB of memory. I put it aside here, and then you do the 2 pins here like that. Voila, another 8 GB. Voila, and now we go to insert 2x16. Voila, you see that this pin here, that it correctly aligns, you understand? So it has to correctly align. This is not it. This is it. So voila, like that. And then the other we turn around like that. Voila, and then you push it down. Voila, this is it. Then we put this back. No, it's not good. Voila, now it's good. I push a little bit like that. Voila. You have to make sure, because here is a metal, there holders around this metal piece are all small metal pieces to click it in. And then, yeah, it has to be perfectly aligned. In another video, we will go to do a lot of copper here to make the heat dissipate much more better. So we are going to tweak it still, but that's for another video. That's not for now, but I'm going to create a video like that. Not now, but on a later time. So yeah, the RAM is now perfectly installed, but we still have, before we close it, we go to test it. And to test it, we have to connect the battery again. Here you see the battery. Voila. And then if you want to boot it up, when the battery is disconnected, normally it does not boot up because you need a power source to let it work. So I can try it. Yeah, it does not boot. Hold on 1 second, I go to take the power supply unit to make it work again. So hold on 1 second, I pause the video. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because we are giving away nice prizes to subscribers of our channel. You only have to subscribe and you will get notified when you win something. Subscribing is free. So if you click the subscribe button, we randomly pick people that win something. So yeah, please subscribe. And if you like this video, also don't forget to like it, because if you like that, we can create more of this content. So yeah. Voila, we connect the electricity and now it boots. Voila. If we get the screen, then it will perfectly be okay. So we are going to test it. I also have a fingerprint scanner, an USB fingerprint scanner, to easily log in. So yeah, now it is detecting the RAM. If the RAM is fine, you should get a screen. Voila, we have screen. This means that the RAM is working, is detected and is working fine. This is an USB fingerprint scanner. I use that all the time. I connect it here, and then we also go to do a memory test, because I have here a stick. I created an USB boot stick with Ventoy on it. Ventoy is for booting, and then we run mem test from it. an ISO file with memtest, and then we check if the memory runs fine. So here you see that Windows boots up. Voila. And then we go to see if 32 gigabytes of RAM is detected. Voila, 32 gigabytes. This Windows is in Dutch, but you see here Control Alt and Delete, and then Task Manager. The Task Manager says memory. This is geheugen in my language, but it says memory 32 gigabytes. You see it here, 32 gigabytes of DDR5. So this is very excellent. So yeah. But before we know if the memory is good, we go to run a test, a mem test. And therefore I insert this USB stick here. Voila. And then we go to do a memory test. I'm not sure how to boot from the to get the boot menu, but I go to do it otherwise. If you tap delete, you always go into the BIOS. Voila, here you see the BIOS, and then you can go to boot, and then USB CD. Voila, it is here. It's not a CD, it's the USB hard disk. So this we go to place up. Change option. Voila, USB hard disk, that's this what we inserted, and then the second hard disk, that's the SSD. We go to save it and reboot. Voila, click yes, and now it goes to boot Ventoy from the USB disk. So Ventoy is a program, ventoy.net I think the website is. You insert your USB stick, you install Ventoy on it, and then on the USB stick you can put the ISO files from everything. So I have here ISO files from like everything. Voila. And on that we put a memory task, but the problem is I see here that on this USB stick we have no memory task, so I have to get another USB disk. I have many here. I go to check it out which one it is. There are many, so I go to reboot the thing again. This Ventoy disk has no, how do you say it, has no memory task on it. But I'm pretty sure that it is on this USB stick, but I'm going to test that USB stick first. Voila, Ventoy, voila, memtest point dot image. It also plays image files. It plays ISO files, that's the Windows and the Linux and things like that, the ISO files, and it also has memory task. So voila, I do the memory test now, and then you see it, if it works. To not waste your time, I'm not going to completely finish this test. I'm not going to wait for it because I have other things to do, so I'm going to let it run. I assume that this memory is fine. I'm not going to show it to you. If it is broken, I will have to send it back and replace it again. So like you see on this video, I will have to put the old memory back, and then I will have to request to be the new memory to be replaced. So anyway, I'm going to do the mem test here. I'm showing you how to boot it. So on an USB stick you install Ventoy, and then mem test 86. And it starts automatically. This test starts automatically if you do not touch it. It starts automatically. So voila. And now it goes to test it. So these are the speeds. Mem test, yeah. The memory runs at 5200 megatransfer per second, and that's 24 gigabytes a second. So it's doing now the test. So I'm going to let it run. It can take a lot of time because it has to test the memory different times in different directions and different tests. So that's why I let it run like that. It can take hours, it can even take a day. It depends how big your memory is and stuff like that, how fast it is. So here you see everything. This is the processor. Here is the L1, L2, L3, that's the memory from the processor, and then here you have the memory 32GB, that's the DDR5. The DDR5 I inserted is 5600 MT, but yeah, it's downclocked to 5200. But I will try to do some things in the BIOS to let it run faster. So now it's doing different tests. This is test 1 from 4, 0 errors so far. I assume that everything is okay with this memory because it's quite new. So, but anyway, you see it, and this is the processor, Intel Core 13th generation. It's exactly the same as the 12th generation. They only put the speed a little bit higher. That's everything they did. It's just the 12th gen and 13th gen is like equal to each other. But anyway, yeah. You see how everything went fine. Yeah, I still have to close it. If this test is fine, I go to close it. I remove the USB sticks, I close it. I put the screws back, 2, 4 screws below, 3 in the middle, and then yeah, 1 screw went missing. So, but I'm going to look where it is. But anyway, I have here boxes with screws like that, so that's not a problem. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and if you win something, you will hear from us. We randomly pick people. I hope you like this video, and please tell it to others. If you like this video, you are free to use this video and to spread it to other people. Thank you, and bye bye everybody.